Hello, my dear student. I am Aditya Chakraborty, lecturer in electrical engineering of Sri Ramakrishna Institute of Science and Technology. So today I am going to discuss about the part 3 lecture of hydrostatics and pumps. So the first slide is the piezometer or pressure tube. So before going to the deep study, we have to know what is piezo material. So piezo material is a transducer. If we apply pressure on the piezo material, then there is a voltage is induced, and if we apply the voltage in the piezo material, then there is a vibration is occurred in the piezo material. So it is a transducer, and transducer means a device which is used to measure the non-electrical quantity. Okay, so now the piezometer is used to measure the static pressure head of a liquid flowing at any section of a pipe. It consists of a tube whose open lower end is mounted flush with the inside wall of the pipe, and the other end of the tube is exposed to the atmosphere. So in the arrangement shown in the figure, which is in the next slide, the height h to which the liquid rises in the tube represents the pressure head at the level A, where the tube is connected to the pipe. And the piezometer may also be so shaped that and connected to the pipe so that the pressure head at the level of the center of the pipe may be directly obtained. Now you can see here the image. So as we have discussed in previous slide, that is the height, okay, of the pipe, and the one end of the pipe at the atmospheric area you can see here, and another end is the closed vessel or the closed chamber is attached with, and the r is the radius of the pipe. So that is the radius of the pipe, and this h is the height of the pipe. So this is the height of the pipe, and this r is the radius of the pipe. Now the limitation of piezometer. It is very difficult or impractical to measure high pressure. Practically for liquid or low specific gravity, the height of the liquid column in the piezometer will be inconveniently high, requiring a very long piezometer tube. So if you have to measure the high pressure, then the very long piezometer tube is needed, and that is an impracticable thing. Number 2, the piezometer cannot work for negative gauge pressure, since air would flow into the container through the tube. Number 3, the capillary errors are likely to arise when the tubes are of diameter of 10 mm or less. The rapid changes of pressure, which may take place continuously, cannot be effectively measured. So this is because change in the piezometer level will lag behind corresponding rapid change of pressure. So these all are the limitation of piezometer. And now the next slide is about the Bourdon gauge. So what is Bourdon gauge? It is another type of pressure measuring instrument. The device consists of metallic tube of elliptical section closed at one end A and the other end B, being fitted to the gauge point where the pressure is to be measured. As the fluid enters the tube tends to straighten. And by using a pinion sector arrangement, the small elastic deformation of the tube is communicated to a pointer in an amplified manner. The pointer moves over a graduated dial. The device is calibrated by subjecting it to various known pressure. The Bourdon gauge is suitable for measuring not only high pressure, such as those in a steam boiler or a water main, but also negative or vacuum pressure. A gauge which is so devised to measure positive as well as negative pressure is called a compound gauge. Now you can see here is the Bourdon gauge image. This is the pointer. This is the pointer, and this is the spindle which attached with the pointer. This is the phosphor bronze tube. The section, this is XX, and you can see the calibrated scale here. And by the scale, the pressure is measured by the Bourdon gauge. Now, the diaphragm pressure gauge. This is another type of pressure measurement device. This device is based on the same principle as that of a Bourdon gauge. In this case, of a corrugated diaphragm is provided instead of the Bourdon tube. So there is a Bourdon tube is not used and it is omitted and replaced by corrugated diaphragm. When the device is fitted to any gauge point, the diaphragm will undergo an elastic deformation. And this deformation is communicated to a pointer which moves on a graduated scale indicating on the pressure. It may be noted that this device works on the same principle as that of the aneroid barometer. So it is just like the aneroid barometer. This device is found suitable for measuring relatively low pressure. So it is used to measure the low pressure. So here you can see the diaphragm pressure gauge image. So this is a gear mechanism, the pointer is connected with that, and this is the calibrated scale where the calibration is made, and by this scale we can measure the value of the pressure or low pressure. Okay, so these are the several types of pressure measuring instrument we have discussed here. That's all for today. Thank you.